mu a nananom sorry se wo mo chia no a wo ka hye mo se wo mo ntena se na ontimi wo mo sorry nyina wo namrum sa Awushei wey ayebra JD Mahama kokodru nananom hemfuno animu na ohwese de nananom ochiachia wo mo na ompaso wo sorry gina na okache wo se debi montenase ma mo sorry nyina ho ansa na moachia me enti de odi kan ebebetwa mu no wono na eye okojeto Brako ho mpacho ma video no sansha se awranum bi edi kan eba betwa mu ahanti afei awranum a ewo framantamu a omu ka NDC amanyoko ho no womu di kan ya womu chiachia na esanse JDM ahanti we ye Elvis afrie ankra na wo bayi ene awranum bi a eka ho na woguso a wo chiachia no ano na ase odu baby a obi a pese one ne kan sumsem kakra etiema womu a no womu di nanim de ne kɔ ensra no womu kɔ eti ni mu onsa asa achima agama chime dase ubedu baabi na obi agina ho hina na afide kwankwo ya nsukura o na fe na beka ya asamu afide kwampa na bekuyen onsa de no eti oni baba ho so no na hinafo na edikan no omo atwam enti saa na we ni kokoyeye eti no weye ebra na awranom no echiachia na afei na JDM eye dru ehimfo no so he odu ma me ba pani so he na nanom sorry eno se dabi mo ntena ase eno san mo ntena ase weye ene asamu agana fo asom na wo mo de aye nkomobo aye nkomo ya kire se no na Ghana fo efri na anu fiada ya sa asemisi ye no ene nyina amafo da so edi ho nkomo a sanse de omu hu ne na anu ya no enche bia ena ne wo mo ahu ense na hode fufure enti no na mo hwe no ai menko ahomaso na miniminu ya be ma chenchen hine enkonkodi enkomo mini ya be ma nana boy PSC chenchen hine akwa baba wudim. Hello, Nana boy. Mbe pachomo mehe Nana boy ahumano emmame. Hello, Nana boy. Oh. Nana, ya share video wa yahunu ya mampeni His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Ebra watch ya. Na eme pachomo fa video no a aka ni video a yehu se nanado edru adwabo ase a na nananom hemfote watch ya no a o se wo mo ma wo mo sore ye no mo fa no so ento so mame efre na anu fiada ebesi ne enkwama Ghana fo nyina edi eye mfanto ho a ye de yo efa se nanado danko akufo ado ebra odru adwabo ase ehye nananom ema mo sore gina mo namrum ene mampani o ho sabre ono mpode na nanom anefi wo mu pem sorry ye na o ka kire wo se da bi wo mo ntena se na ono mo nchia wo mo nana ABN de sabi ye wade esanse enye niam nyina na ye bebo nkontia kohwe abonten ye wo bia nimde no nyina bi wo ha ye nimu se efa eniama e kire wo buo ya mamre ene amane akwa so waben wo mu a radio stations binom frew ema kokko kire wa adwen wo ho na enye yen aye de ne ho ena so ma yen faso na wa hunu video yi mienu nyina e bra JDM eye ne se na hodi awie ya wo hu ye e de ne ba wa adwen
ehima mienu ese ni nyina aye enfuso Ghana anasa ebibiri ye ya mamre ene omai bia me church tribe e na mamre na adia Brako a aye sonko na aye chance ni nyina ye ene ya hensem ahensam ebi aye tin kafe ansa na kwasibo ni eba ba bia ni yasima e Ghana ha so what it nafia obi aba ofo ne asori kotia no ene ti na adudan kwakufa de na edi kai eba ye no ye amamre mu no so obi ababa aye aboja ohi bi atiafia wonu odi nkai ba ansa no ohe na abeto no a wonu na asori enkotia no ya mamre mu no eni die ne de ma ohere na aye democracy na aba ba che no It is for them at Russia, wow, baby, and also Kokotia or Hele. And Yamra, and any of my mamma, Sakay, and dear. Son and Nadu, ever saw or listen on sorry in Yaho, if you saw on my penny Abba. Yanomokas, yes, about mem a dear. A woman prefer Sir International Bench, one new president. Okay, England, we be answer on him, I say. One man has someone at you, yes, no. And it's a man among your Serwaa. Papa Obedikai, Yawada, I don't know, no, Prime Minister. Prime Minister, you to me and Chairman. Osanase, now one no and I'm on your Serwaa about democracy, Diano, what Prime Minister Nabasaye. Now, Bano, Aya English, a Himala Padia, or Hima Edano. Ghana, so Casana next year. Was he being in clay? Was he being in my esso? Yanni, I am on your son, yes, somebody, Amano Atlasso, and you'll be positional, and the Akoto on my penny, I say. And he, as a son say, on my penny, and was no what I my tembino, why a penny? No personal, one man penny, uncle baby, and Castle, sorry, it was on my penny, Abba. William the I said naturally, a Democrat not to be the other. I'm a little in the Akoto, okay. And it's another SS was maybe in Shallow, not a yellow class. Anna, on my penny, John Jamal Muhammad, one also by Yano. A papa was some of the many years ago. One woman, I was so concerned for no, and 20 for no, as a bit Yana, and Yamapai, and Thomas sorry, Yellow, and what else did you almost answer? So we are here for no me and your education, Kata, Miss Reka, Miss Ramika, and some of the Serwaa was an answer of my Obi Piaba too, a job was here. Send Pacono for the show. And now what and also question Pacono. And what's on your head, Samuel? You have done as the okay, so. And look at me, so send me a Nilano, and from Abaho. Now the entry so he'll become a bench, sorry. I know here's no, and so my Uja was on my penny, but minimum, Mr. Yakuchiano. And from the penny, why are they? You're a JDM, and here they somebody Amano. If you say job, I say, was it a normal road? What does it? The baby, I know, one and about now about every hour.
Your mini amedase. Now Okasa Nano Yanfunsui. Yent mean Cassa a who any dear woman who pain. Yes, Diana say a dear woman to come and Nasi and Tonku. Now no bid your moo yentiaja woman person better Nasi, and will be able Jojo woman into a moody can answer answer.
Sabi, in telephone, baby said, Yanfa a who a minute don't pay. Obama's a system and Sarwaa. What Jack to Ayo and near my also on here, and no unaware. So what does now be say in the sea? And who the Serwaa could stop president? Sabi, oh, Samamre. Yes, who did fly, yes, I did. And I don't know, you know, and you think I say you because I don't know, Penny Mahama, but you are in the Biada. That be a matter of different Taka eben.
Yo, yada sepa, inti adisua de woman say. Ya nananom ebe hunu wo mon konwa no se emuodu e chen de ya to abama na ne mra ne ehuhu frem enche bi ebetwam enti no so wo tena se na se mampani ana abamu pani bi ba enye se bi a wansori ana omuno ne mom de sese de to ene se wo betena se na nipa na bechia wo mo akọ
Sanity, Rapopatity, I am a dim papa, democracy about Besseno. That's what I'm saying, Puno, what would you almost say? No, I don't know the democracy ever say a day.
Oh, ane unchemu awde amayeni adisua de omiasua frimu yenua bema na boy PSC chanchan hene kwakuputen ono na wone yen abo enkomoyi kwakuputen wo yenimdini a wo fra no wa amamre dwabo ase ema no kokko kyerɛkyerɛ nsɛmu ema amafo sua de frimu adan ne wo nimdifo sɛ wo ye fi ha na asɛm kyerɛ so de bia e babon kwantia kɔhwɛ abonten e wo sɛ de ye wo no ye de ye adwuma enti kwakuba ya enye se na mo amunipa na mo frɛ no ane wa ben kwa bonten a amanfo hia no pa enti na no na ye frɛ no no na ma wo sa abusua Facebook ono mo ehuru so pa good man ese my love how are you now we love ni anka no ross so me love no de na tell say wo hwehwɛ my account number no no Energy GH our innocent 999 susunye Sam Young genye Talk Live TV. Oh Mama Africa. Mama Bibi Aboko there. Ya feel rough. Philip Kwame ewa Nicholas Sheme enye ena Sam Pasco esusu jinam Braga na nie ena otutum esusu ewa hanum ana otuntum. Kari menye energy jinamusa nyankopon hira mu nyina samoba na ye nyina ye de kasebo no esum amansan kosofo adwenche bra Facebook Angel 102.9 FM ya ne san transmit edifa Angel TV no wadwenche bia wo de beba no ye kan ka kasebo no ho ema wonsem no etimi kwa achi pa enti no so mame eti abusua na o join ye Facebook nso ba no wasia share aka ho ene bema wonso so de na kwa achi Africa Zoe ema yajo ena Adru Justice nso so ebeton ade bato ye kronfo Sebastian Agbenove nso so ewo ha ena Godwin Morga nso so ejina mu dendenden abusua nso be ka ho enefo adwenche bra na ehu hia me pa afi yenko yanim ewo ensem a akanimu Yagusu ayakwa yanimu na His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama ene kachi omanfo ye wo from Maritime say owa ahofama ema wo mpunchi owa ahofama se from Maritime betimi atumpon na Maritime bia wo Ghana ha no obi anya ne chefa no wo monka akire na wo se ade ba ko unim say ekwananimu a ebeboa from Maritime fo pa Eastern Corridor routes wo se ya body wo budget musa na yesusa na yenti ase Eastern Corridor road rukra ne anim sese de hedan bi esi ho ya body wo budget mu South Africa kudu apreso ba besif 19 Kwadwo ho still Eastern Corridor routes wasese say de wa bay oba bay afri ho am ye yidin no afri budget mu afei wo say adan ne enuoma bi ajapade bi anu wo ye ede amamantam no woja hokọ ya mfi ensa nka bio enti akwa kakasini oso wa bay wo se aba be ni nyina afei okọ Christian ye council ya ewo honom from Maritime ewie ene empanimfo bi kokodi nkomo no se bra wone na ma wo bo apra kwan okọ fa so from Maritime no na ne se kura afem na owie ye ena odi etudwa se Whole Area Ministers Association ye Penia Wadano Apostle Dr. Joseph Janto ene ne dinkomo na wate asmo ye Joseph Janto ka kire ne say ekwan ye free ho soga kope wasesa akwan no ye yi ya che na se report wo se damu a so obi di be ya oware ayatan pa ntomra normal mesiesie ema wo mo eno say free voter to OT region so akwan ye wo nye akwan yo ha madwadifo e fa sa akwan no so eno was John Dramani Mahama Ghana mampani say ensam ne ohawo a ewo from Maritime de onim se obo apro be fa ho ntia nanim sem wosre no a wabai tantam so o meso anu bi ma o mesanso mo bre abusiamo Francesca ye ja hokoye no wo mo ye nwuma bebre nanso fofie na anto ata na wadue na bamu nanso afi fofie de ato ata entikwan bia so bedi abamu.
Certainly roads are going to engage our attention because I think that it's one of the most important things on the hearts of all Ghanaians in terms of how we travel. And I've seen fairly good roads that were okay while we're in office that have deteriorated so badly because even routine maintenance and filling of potholes has not been done. So the potholes have grown bigger and it becomes quite a difficulty when you have to travel over those roads. So the priorities are to finish the Eastern Corridor Road because that is a main artery that carries a lot of traffic on our eastern border.
Ghana Mampani John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency, and I at in a bosse, ya wadema from Maritime adishe. Afe yanku yeche na yenkonkote penia, wano ena wada penifo asofukuo ya ewa from Maritime ano Dr. Joseph Janto, nesama wadeto mampeni.
It is our government. We always take pride in that. And there are only one or two things that we have decided to come and then put across, especially our roads. Now that Honorable Agboja has been approved by Parliament, and pending is the day that he will begin work, even that road to Aflawo from Ho passes through his constituency. Even the Sogakopo Road to Sogakopo Road 2, which was constructed sometime, full of potholes, and other parts of the region, even to OT, we still look at OT as our baby. So we don't expect, because my diocese covers OT, Volta, and Togo. That is the diocese of Ho in the Anglican Communion. So this road is what we want to put across.
Thank you, Tor. Yeah, your man Penny John Dramani Mahama, a call from Mantamunubi and a Cocotia, Nabusua, Busua, a Quayanim, Tachi, or say calling from that you are not calling, you are testing. Why? So George Kobe Tuesday, Mahusa Wijinamu, Yakupon Shalpa, and a Piaga so a Wahanum or Achem Asafo. Pachoba no Mamahunu baby, ya do message no airba. Sebastian Agbanovi, me Pacho Bebre, watch ya now. Yeah, now they are home because Gordon Morgan say was so Saudi Arabia and now Ochia yen into hey and also I'll do message no buy now they are home near the Ninako. Minority leader near Alexander Fenyon Markin, if you must be doing no. Will be Sassy a man Penny John Romani Mahama. I didn't see any cabinet and so try to be a bar or so a copy cabinet secretary or part the same. May you could say era Fenyon Markin someone not a children not junior not will be secretary.
That upon raising constitutional objections to the earlier communication from the presidency, the right thing has been done. This time around, Mr. President himself has signed the letter, which letter is dated the 16th of January 2025, signed by himself with his full name. However, we are concerned about some other matters contained in the letter, one of which is the fact that this letter has been copied to the Secretary to Cabinet Office, Jubilee House, Accra. In view of Article 76, 77 of the Constitution, which I hereby, with your leave, proceed to read. 76(1), quote, there shall be a cabinet which shall consist of the President, the Vice President, and not less than 10 and not more than 90 ministers of state.
Alexander Fenyon Makene de Baye and John Tachi Kasama from Enowo Yadasepa was some good presenters Nyakupon show. We in and some Ubisai minority in Parliament and Wakache man Penny John Dramani Mahama as a party boys no the Omoya Wokrumno and yet Titu Nessa Yapase Kenkai and Ma a war ablekuma not a baton persuasion so NDC youth no Emma Quankra. We and someone wanted to just say now what you be Chia to a banner Blekuma North constituency no. Womuntimi enhunu woma bato na no sanse electoral commission adwuma efo kwaso omo kwakoye hu adwuma bia na NDC boys akwakose no eno ne nam so ema yera Jerry Ahmed ya wono ne emra hye bedwani wo wejagbawe osori gina ya wose de ekoso no eya ahometi.
On the same matter, the minority caucus hereby expresses its deep concerns about the state of lawlessness in this country in the aftermath of the declaration of President John Dramani Mahama as president of our beloved country. The organized NDC thugs, who are inspired by very senior members of the NDC in the presence of Mr. Toto Bikwachi, Lieutenant Colonel Retired Bevulolati, and one Malik Basintari are often seen invading institutions, locking up offices, and obstructing the Electoral Commission from discharging its constitutional duties, including collating and declaring election results. The latest is the violence unleashed on the EC officials and its properties by the NDC tax, led by its regional organizer and inspired by the aforementioned leaders or elders of the party who should know better. Clearly, the NDC knows that it has lost the Ablekumanot parliamentary elections and has therefore resorted to violence with the sole aim of preventing the Electoral Commission from declaring the MPP's candidate.
Enyina so a ema minority in parliament ene wo masam eto mampani JD Mahama anim eno no abusua we yesisu bio ensama ye de bra mo na wotwe no mu no ena ye san esisu bio e de amawo na ubetimi de wadwe nchira ba Facebook Angel 102.9 FM ehonum ubetimi de wadwe nchira to hosukwa no ubetimi ahwe mame acknowledge mahoho amunya ahoho mu akwa be ye fie nipa ye ne wo mu de bia Reverend Obapa Chrissy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Why, Reverend Yakupon in show. Yorepa ama wukubia bwache. Nyami show so nyami show mu mienu pa ye damase. Na yakuye ni muno. Ena ababeto ja say sawusha ye mampeni dada John ye Kwadwo a what the presidential jet no etu kwan na so bra wo free akonwa isu de wanfa antu kwan immediate past defense minister ye MP for Bimbila Dr. Dominic Mitiwu and eda sumasema di se former president Akufo-Addo the presidential jet no etu kwan ebra wo free akonwa so no chechire mu se former president no wono de jet no wa man so ama meyese bi adehunu bi keke Akoto o ma so ba mfaso pa na kwantu anu wotu nyina na enu anu odeko na NDC majority for na de atrosem enenam say sika kra de kwakwato jet no mampani na nkasa kra na woteso no no yusuda na obi ba ya no so aba betenem we aye nkomo e ba ye bre bebeto dwa say Ghana mampani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wotu kwan na otu kwan no okohan alupre enu odeko ya abo Ghana foka e kire na NDC for de ba ya no so and ono ani nua ono de ade wo fie enti ono ane bra eno ma na lupro di tu kwan na mu nkomo no na NDC fo bekasa na mo alupre na mo kasa na wo se anka wo se mampani otena mu no mo mampani no kra so opa wie mu adware no otena mu dana na se badwani ya wo ye oye MP for Adaklu ora kwame agboja government wono na de sasemi etudwa na obi sase mampani Akufo-Addo ankasa kra no na ode no ne tu kwan ana se no wo han bi mumien kutie mra.
I'm not here to do propaganda. I'm not here to say anything about anybody. I'm just here to correct something that the Honorable Chief Whip made or said. Nothing more, nothing less. First of all, he said Akufo-Addo has not traveled on commercial aircraft. I want to say that President Akufo-Addo has traveled on numerous occasions on the same Emirates before. In fact, on some of the occasions, he went to Honorable Asenso. He's here. You can verify for him. I have the privilege as Minister for Defense to always be at the airport when the President is traveling. And your minister will do same. So I have the records. In fact, I am aware that the President has traveled to the UK numerous times on British Airways. We always have to be there between 10 and 11 for him to go. I'm aware that the President had to travel on Qatar Airways numerous times. So I'm just giving that information to Parliament and to the House. And for it to enter the hands that President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has traveled on commercial aircraft several times, not once. And I've mentioned at least 3 airlines.
We and some ranity would do to na watch church will send someone for Kekana man luprino a crown chinina mampeni a fan cran lupre cocuchianka. It's no boganaka and was saying no cre and wa baby church. Majority leader Dr. Atoforsen so baby Dominic Nitiwano.
God willing, tomorrow, Right Honorable Speaker, God willing, tomorrow, the NDC caucus, the majority caucus, will designate our front bench. that will be done tomorrow. Mr. Speaker, in the meantime, let me state for the record that after consulting with my chief whip, he never said that President Akufo-Addo never traveled on private jet. Never traveled commercial. Mr. Speaker, he's here. But Mr. Speaker, again for the record, Right Honorable Speaker, again for the record, I traveled with the President Mahama, in his recent trip to the UAE. He did not use private jet. I was on the flight with him. We use Emirates. So let no one critique. And Mr. Speaker, the immediate past defense minister made a statement that President Mahama traveled on a private jet, rented a private jet. I challenge him to bring us evidence now.
Tiabusia say ene kokoye ye adanse a ewo ho ene obia de ne dia Dominic Niti will say mempani betu kwan bia no okoye porto bi enti ono so hu say mempani e de jet na etu kwan ena ye rato force nso so mempani kono oko bi nti ohu alu pro de koye eho achinye ena na wo mogye no na watwe mu so ene betu odwa say ememu a enye memu akekempo enkrofo papa no ne enkrofo kunu nom ya wo mu eye mindset adwuma na wo mu yoma wo mu ankasa ho wo mu bi eko Anglo Gold Asante fo asase so emeko wi akiri aburo mu ntuo akon wo mu a nipa makumakudu ene wuye eti afa ni ebisa na ye dan na ba ne san emu ena Angel Morning Show so a na Sadiq Adams Force Obama otenedwom ofre former deputy defense minister Major Derrick Odero ene ne di nkomofa omina manwoye ene ahobambo nsem sade na amana kodu ho ene wo se ya manwofo bohye ena ahye mu kutupa ama wo mu kwakoye de ni kwaso wo ya wo makwakohye wo nkwanhye wu ma yentie dero
NDC youth for eba say wo mo ebeye NDC de declare abana mom de ombe kum nipa aye obia soja for presi for obia timi nya wo hwe de electoral commission number yetinka e de na to wo mo major na se niema we no nyina ekoso a Major sa 20 ayuhwemu no emfiri sa ay bia no so na die na see ewo mining ho ye wo commander in chief of the Ghana Armed Forces ye wo the president of the Republic of Ghana and so o penny to the nurse form say ne nkrofo the staff officers ne and the party for ntimi nka only the one no ye leader aseye na egu na no na pempem enu ti no to the nurse wo ka jen say this chitafo no nyina de obi aye na dwen say anka ya bi obdi basabasa beba a wo mo ahwe edi basabasa eba no wo mo ma etuo enkotwe ba bi etwere okay se de be ya wo be hu say party no enni wachi se kokoye boli bia da bi na nya party no nhihye ne se kodie anyambrasem koye yi eniema ense se ye fa mrahye wo nsem na say eniema eni
enkomo ne Ghana for eboye no koso afo adwenche bra wate na yebekan ni nyina ede amount Facebook no I messages na ba Emos Labi Osadu amayajo ena NS champion so owo hanom o Columbus Ohio ena ohwebie I eno say do you know say President Trump was starting deportation no ya asemo wo no aya huro ni awo ni amani bo o ye ne yepe nanso de ode abebebo mu ide amaya yepe mu aba oso opa mo ho ede no ode ibe nyame enhu ye nyina emobo George Kobe Tuesday amaye nyina Jo Godwin Morgan ebusu amwa nyina Yakopon enhramfo adwenche bra Facebook o na ebekan ni nyina ede ama minority enam MP wo kan Ekwe Central Patrick Yabo amaso ebebeka say John Dramani Mahama Ghana mampani article 463 ye constitution wo buso na obaba chirechire mu de enti oka say ya mampani abu article 463 no so efa Council of States ya ewo senka ono omo fa adwen ansa na wakwako fa nipa oni omo beye adwuma and was any council of state into half info no omo fa adwen no or the example by appointment be or the buyer fa Joyce Bar Motari Stanley Slav Dogbe Stanley Dogbe no na oye bampo adro set tekpe any abusuafo bi obobo mudin eso no omo kwakọ ye adwuma se no na was okọ nkasa ho e said the basra so dem na okwakọ di communion obakọ boneka ansa na wankwa ne kana kodi communion na chese wafum kwan eno na ose enam sunti ama na fum mra mumie kotie no mra.
For the ministerial portfolios were in accordance with Article 78 of the Constitution. Some appointments to state-owned companies or entities were founded under their Enabling Act. We realized as a minority that there was a release from the office of the president dated the 21st of January 2025. And the president listed the following appointees: Mrs. Joyce Bawa Mutari, Cabinet Secretary. What is the problem of the minority of Ghana to give effect to the functioning of the office of the president? And let me read a long title of the act to you for the benefit of your reportage. An act to establish the presidential office to provide for staff for the president and vice president, to provide for their functions and for related purposes.
We enena sam na ebra okasa fa reference anase bebia oyi na danse edi free no eno okasa section 41 no o chirechiremu ese de nti e wo say ye mampani wo hwe na udimra no so pepepe a ne council of state ebebo nkomo ansa nti onya ne ntem enye council of state na free de so ye bia no wonye ne pepepe.
Attention to section 4(1) of the act. And with your kind permission, journalists and friends of the media, I'll read. The president shall, acting in consultation with the Council of State, appoint such persons as he considers necessary to hold office as presidential staff in the office. The interpretation section of the Act defines office to mean office of the president and vice president, and presidential staff to mean persons appointed under section 4(1) of this act. Section 4(1) states that the president shall appoint such officers in consultation with what? The Council of State. We as a minority believe that the president
no afeye ba bedru brebia nipa ye mampani JD Mahama abo omudin se ono omo beye adwuma e wona mamuo mu anase ne na ban mu no obushase etototo wo mu ano na ebra education minister designate Haruna Idrusu edu ne so no ono so ekokoka se LGBTQ+ bill na ye ka ho asem se ebisa ne nyani san keke usan a wonye hwe na emom de esi omani so ne se wo mo beye hyehyeye ama akwada no bra wo swakra no wo sku mu nyina no na ye kyere no ya mamre papa no na so onyini no obi kokoka asem foforo hu se we ya nanasem ya se aduane amene e wo maame gya so no na kyere se mochi wade na akwada na hu se enye aduane a wo so odie do atwene ho e de afiri mu na anya se se ahyemra keke o hyemra na akwada ne nsu a bibia afiri ho a eno no obi dada no a omre ho enti no ne sama odi tudwa efa LGBTQ+ a eno no na osrese nyemra no keke no a ombehye ne tisemra no awu na yebesa de akobio wa niam bi etesa no se yebekire e wo school mu sei e wo so omhwedi ni nyina e ka ho na sakoda bi e bo ne bra wo hunu de tete no na wonyi a wanfiri ho.
I do not want to reduce this matter to a religious debate. It's a cultural wrong. With my religion as a Muslim, you know where I stand on this matter. It is repugnant to my Muslim values and ethics. I do not want to believe that many a Ghanaian parent would want their children trained in a way which is not consistent with the way me and you were brought up as Ghanaians.
Into way any anuye ya wade baye efa LGBT and someone yebisano no Minister designate for roads and highways Governors Kwame Agboja eba betna say do ni so no wakasa ege system Akoto International Airport no woman shada enya formal contract bia wo ho as said ye o brabe ye bi e na frefre kobo ye enti ono no ba obehwe say betimi enya sa contract ni bi na hyehyede bi e wo say famu na for man no nya so faso no yetimi enya yenti adaklu mrashe bedwani.
The difficulty for the Ghana Immigration Service is that they probably don't know what they were doing. Indeed, the few physical immigration, e-gates that were planted could cost 1.7 million Ghana. But if government had listened to what I was saying, it wouldn't have resulted into some of the embarrassment we saw at the airport when the vice president was trying to commission the former vice president. If I were to tell you today that there is not even any contract for the e-gate, there is no contract. So what the 1.7 million they were talking about, there is no contract. And they didn't know. I'm a ranking. I have information. This is a letter signed, and this is a memo from the Ministry of Finance. When I started talking, you know what they did? This memo is dated.
Way any mobile governance at the buyer. So we are and what should I say? I was a Ghana for Efa sa igate ni moa omofa mu free na omuntua hwe na no no kire ni nyina so ntia wo de bae.
The National Border Management System. Are you aware that this project is already being implemented by Ghana Civil Aviation Authority, and the e-gate was supposed to be done for free? Why are we even supposed to pay $1 for something that we are supposed to get for free? So when you see, when they started backtracking, you know what they did? They now went and did this memo, and the memo title I've given you. And now they said, Honorable Kennedy Nyako and Honorable UC, order. Let me read to you. They said contract value $147,765,627 million. Then they said contract duration 10 years, support and management fee 10%, support and maintenance fee 18%. I repeat, Ghana ought not pay even $1.
And in Chimwa, what day a buyer, FA e-gates, Eddie and who secretary ensem. Roads and Highways Minister designates Kwame Agboja and was say Adiaba so do ya power and another and it's a roto tremu. Was a roto nankano, and I said, what Ghana for Pansoa, and yet Totria and a yomodane. No mom tuano a subaban fasoni ne hiaomo, and a quackrom for sutramuno, not a tumra, ain't no dear. Oh, Susa Roto in the bar and Kaye.
The issue of Roto is a matter that has attracted national attention. Our side has been consistent. I must take this opportunity to actually commend a former colleague in this house, Honorable Ediomi. Some time ago, when Honorable the former minister Inusa Fuseni was minister, the accrual to the road fund was just around 250 million annually. We sat down and found out that we could enhance that, which means more money will be made available to improve our road. Honorable Ediomi was the ranking at that time. He worked with us, and we worked with the finance minister. That is why you saw the road fund accruals increase in that year to 1.25 billion, and today is over 2 billion.
We and some of the two ministerial nominee for food and agriculture and Rashibedwene was na for South era Eric Opoku. Na Eric Opoku and a better no say who be here Ghana yefa agriculture extension officers bebre. Agriculture extension officers no mono wo mo kwa akuafo no ni wo mo kwa afuo mu ankasa. Na ya kire wo da draw we ye bra was odigu su ne dodo was odigu ne ukoko nu duadua ne se titim twitwam wo se eyi man anasa masamasa e woni nchemu a nwa twitwanye sa ahode a was edi yi ma no e na esa de ahya foforo ase wo ha no na ye kire wo mo sa wo sese ye fa mu bebre a ebebo akuafo ama wo mo no ba ya doso sansa akuafo ni bebre ho no mo anoba ya hwe wo mo fuo ni no ba ya wo mo fa ya na enoba ye no wo fam enti no ono ni susuye eno no.
The Chairman, agri extension is very, very important in modernizing agriculture because the extension officers serve as an intermediary between research and the farmers. They are the facilitators and the communicators. They help the farmers to make their decisions. They help the farmers to accept and adopt modern techniques of farming. Without them, agriculture cannot develop. Unfortunately, in Ghana, the agricultural extension officer to farmer ratio is around 1 extension officer to 1,500 farmers. The Chairman, reading the handing over notes, they have indicated that currently every extension officer is serving 1,765 farmers.
Abusianti enono Minister Designate for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry Elizabeth Ofosu Ajare. Oba pansusu adenesa tudakuma so ashagana for bose. Oba hasa emra ebaye adwuma na bibia emfa mra kwa mu abutoka sebakasa illegality no on so kra. The enti ana okasa ne se wose yira Roxen Dafia Makpo aye South Daimra Shibedweni enra bekasa ya no obisa Ghana Standard Authority a wo mojeja wo mo ho. Ama eti sebi obi oya wo no odago ene ese ebo ne suli yani na obisas na sam se ese Ghana ankase quality any standard sanse bibia bi wokrum ubetimi akoto aduane na expire so egu shop aye tuning wholesale ne say akodo retail kwa ubetimi akoto butimi se we de na stamp dada wo ho ne apepa ne ade foforo abo utimi akoto ade obafie na abude apro de ge ne hwea enye yie ene electrical appliances mpo de nyame ne dogana na we de Ghana bibisia na mo de kwakopa na obi na hye na asene na hwan brofo akese no electrical cables e wokrom ha ho ebi ho no akokoto friends and one board extension board now hwe cables e hyemu a mre eye sikakra bi apagya ene ama wa Ghana se Ghana any standard anti no eno na obisa ho asem na ma me Ofosu Ajare nso ka bi eno say asem a yewra agboja ka no de Dickson Dafia Makpo e ka no one ne be ya adwo kwa bi so sansa sankrofo ye omode nnuane ne nnuro ba date expire wo so na omode aba enema bi omode beba na ne standard no enru de sese nipa de ye bibi no wo mu se osenke ebo omoka enti anya hwenka auditor general report beba no na nka ye hunu page bi a yesi wo mu nso a omode ni omafunu ba Ghana ye bo omoka eno so ho nkontabuo ne ye hu bi da wase eno kra kire se bibi butu adu achi enti eno no ode ho nsem sei na tudwa.
Other concern is in respect of reports regarding dwindling revenue mobilization efforts at our ports and across our land borders in respect of the use of ICOMs. It's on record that from 2003 policy and to reinstate GCNet as it is.
It is obvious that I've not gone to the ministry yet. Again, it is also obvious that we don't know the reason for the dwindling numbers. There is nothing at this point to tell me the reasons why the numbers have come down. And so once I start work, when I'm giving the nod, I'll look into it and make sure that at the end of the day, Ghana is the winner.
102.9.
Eno Minister designates for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry Elizabeth Ofosu Jaribe Bio and Wakasa 24-hour economy no ayebano eba be solve problems with Bre Ghana ha. Na bibi ti say one district one factory so say yanom na ehunu yintra. District bi ho no kra na nko mu nya factory no. Nanso na yakoto sika gu wasese de obaye ne se baby a ehia wo ho no. Wo mbe pagyamu so de be a enuoma afudi a ebenya ene enuoma ye wo ho no yetimi adane ani e de aye enuoma foforo na amafo anya adwuma ye na Brako no anso ye didi ye wo Ghana ebeso yen na enam so ama Ghana timi afa ne ntima pe efra enti no 1D1F baby a eye no aban yi besia som no apagya ho so de be a eso be ba Ghana mfaso.
And they've set up factories where individuals could add value to our raw materials. And these agro-producing factories started, that government capped their interest rate at 20%, and government promised to pay 10% for them, which was a very good program. But somewhere along the line, the interest rate shot to 35%. So now the problem the companies have is who pays the difference of 15%, because they have already sold their products calculated at an interest of 10%. And one thing government has also not been able to do is to pay the extra 10% that it promised these manufacturers.
And someone Elizabeth Ofosu Ejare editu dwa ene na menuanu bi nso awo hawo George Kobe Tuesday wo gina musa Europe ama wukubia aso hima nwumre ho ya mefepa o makeup artist no oya ade eya me na me ye Sebastian Agbamo eso awa Kevin owusu se oyeni wo ha ene ne de edikan a wo ba nani ajepa nyame sha wo sa wo ha Emos Labi Osadu ye das Roland Anane o say I love you Serwaa, thank you so much Bobo Shanti no say Serwaa wo agwan midiepan so Westland ena otie yen Mauli Witi enso ha onso Israel ena ohwe yen na kwa me gentle Serwaa ohia me fepa me da ase afekezoi enso ewo hanom ena nana ya adubia Regina oso o maye nyina adwo na owo ya kwa me na no no ewo one for baby when I'm ya kwamina from JDM. You are too much. I like the way you are doing. I said the JDM yene fe no poku asi anye too no asuju too Kofi Adma Black Man ema nyina jo pick farm Marco Kofi Kali Agbeko and so say enwumre hwan me fe pa and adwuma wo ye no so ye me fe na metie me kudos to you me wo Cape Coast amamoma ena meeting aso kwa winte so obechiaye oso ochia Messi Akwa Emmanuel Akwa ena Emmanuel Akwa Jr. omo Connecticut USA your friend aso kwa winte so Starboy enso so ahafumem airport ena ohwebie afekasia babie George Boateng osemenchia no wofa Achibili ewo brekum emano ena Achibili meso mechia wo biwai ye nyina ya chia Emmanuel Boateng en wo se your friend Elder Emmanuel Boateng okumawu eye besoro ena ohwebie yankopon enhira me bebre ene adwuma pa meye ene ene me producers nyina ado Boateng wa ha Belgium David Mahu esese adwuma pa ena mo ye no yeda mu nyina se Yusuf Seidu nyame hwawo woni abusua maba enyina me pacho Ferry Williams ene Adu Justice o me no mo ya akromfo pacho ai fresh wo ho Pacho kwa sesia mu di bia betu ba ko be 44 minutes ni na ba ko so sesia no obo full we omo ya kromfo pacho di omo ton bia mento bi why omo ton bi bia mento nyeso mbe wiawo yanko yanim Former Auditor General ewo Ghana ha Dr. Daniel Yaldom level ena obo John Dramani Mahama ye mampani abaso say oyi asoafo nyina obi be so say eja tuato na kokobota ye kire say me bo wudin ya na wo kire wajapade awo sika awo babie bia awo na de ho nkrata e ba beto ho na wo fira ban mu na sa wanya ne mpemanim ana wanya ma abroso nya kohwe wakatua ene adodode a wunya ye ne adetoto ho na sa de nansa pe wunya ye no broso a yetime ahusa ne wabokro no na no anadom level say wabona baso papa sanse de wonim ne sa Ghana ha no sa asset declaration yenye etia ni obi ba ye mampani aso ye trotro wo hope achakura nansa na yiri jana wo so hwe wanya front water house ene efie ne ajapade de keka buburu jan sika da account munye sika ketwa oberho obi mpa sika egu ho polytank mu sika ahye no ma adan ya no akyerɛkyerɛ kwan ofa so onya de tete no ho nim sika no wo ɛna na wonim de wanya enti wo gye akyenya na akwa bibie ho ba na de ya ma post no ma ya hunu de wo ba bia wonya wo sika free wo nnwuma hodo san ebia bosumi sika san na de ma afi sika san na de ma wo na sa afi bedu ne sika ya ompa asem ma watimi agya agadan mienu emu na akora sika ye bisase ya yetimi ebisa yie ma yentie dom level ensama wodi tudwa.
Practicality is one thing. The requirement of the law is another. But let me tell you, I don't know unless you are so much a multi-million billionaire. Declaring your asset, that form doesn't take more than an hour to fill. I have declared my asset twice. So you mean you are so busy as a minister, discipline, said that you cannot spare an hour or two to fill that form? Well, so the question is, what is enough time? And the Constitution says before you take office. So you hold on and declare before you take office. Are you saying to me that if they give you an offer that we will give you $1 million or 1 million even Ghana cedis, if you're able to declare your assets and liabilities before the close of today, you won't be able to do that?
Banya jumanti wapo de na assets na japade awo akyere pen nti wosene ye nya DB a awotu ese oni wa sika no nti no wo kyera enya adwumaden foforo bia saa na opa akyere kwabena ewo ha ena kwaku sent 1 susu ejira mu bi afi mahu se abusuya ewo kwaku sent Nyankopon sha Christopher Nimo ewo ha ena Thomas Afram ensusu gina mu Becky Bell 20 enie ena Angmala Paul ensusu ejina mu bi eye Cafe Chesnos ensusu ewo ha Boys ejina mu ena SOG ensusu ejina mu bi Jacob Asante 402 enie ena Anita Sapon ensusu gina mu hanom nyame nhra mu nyina ese moaba Saint One Group eno ye minu abema kwaku Saint One ene already me hunu pene mani age Jalid 25 enie Boys ensusu nie ena The Rock ensusu gina mu den ewo hanom Sweetie Mama ensusu ewo ha ena eye Adwa Dark Gold ensusu ewo ha Kwame Opoku medase ena Be Smart ensusu wo ha Juliet Aka ensusu nie na Jancy Rock ensusu nie Emmanuel Ejan medase ewo honom. So why NDC MPs force Nana Addo to sign the LGBT and they know that they can start from here. They are almost kind of so sign no more dibi kura kwa ho. Real money nie ena Henry Abba. Pastor Ebenezer Asare Nyankopon hya opa semenchia oba ya Asare o kasoa emano oba ya Asare ya wo kasoa Pastor Ebenezer Asare eso wo hya opa EL Junior medase ena Vanda Godday eso so ejina mu plan ana e plain ene na medase pasa so happy Emmanuel Nyami Shaw Majestic ensusu nie wu afa ko ensusu nie ne Prophet Kelvin 39 ensusu nie Kelvin Sapon 39 onu nie Emmanuel Ejan okay ena Damte ensusu ejina mu bi Yusuf medase Rainbow Boy medase Owusu Kel enie ene abusua mo ba nyina Nyankopon hye nyina the nations gossiper ene Batman medamu nyina se Asam GH ene Obapa Sandra Eugene Asante CK Abusko James Alaji Ebenezer A Keys ene abusua mo ha nyina Bright ene Amase wane Daniel Thierry mo nyina susu mo hye line Yakopon nhia mo fe yenko yanim e won nsemo a aka nimo.
This is Angel 102.9.
National Democratic Congress NDC Majority Caucus of Parliament no omukoyi omu leadership na womu se no na ehyehyeye a wode ye adwuma e wo parliament ono omu gina so enti omu yi omu leadership a wono no omu so omu gina so a John Dramani Mahama so ate ye kire bie na womu de ekwakoye adwuma former majority leader ene ono so oye respected economist Dr. Ato Forsen ena ono no omu pagya ne humamu akwakoye minister for finance enu ntina cha se kwan aba beto ho no mu a e wo se wo mu yi nipa foforo won kokwohwe mu a mahama ayarega mrase bedwani o Boko Central e no makoyi no se oyo obi a na adwumu da ho papa na adwumu apopew enti onkonkoye wo mu leader e wo parliament eno ne ensemo a na wotwe mu e baaye na enimu no penifo no bi ene yen edi nkomo e kire sade changes ya abai wo mu hunu no ene mfaso a wo mu hu se e beba so ama won.
Following extensive deliberation by the National Executive Committee and in consultation with the NDC Majority Caucus, we have designated the following honorable members to the leadership positions on the Majority Front bench. 1. Majority Leader, Honorable Mahama Ayarga, MP for Brako Central. 2. Deputy Majority Leader, Honorable George Kweku Ricketts Hagan, MP for Cape Coast South. 3. Majority Chief Whip, Honorable Roxton Nelson Kwame Eche Dafiamapo.
And someone speaker editor dwa echechirimu Access South NDC esosobo ye mampani JD Mahama abasoso yi eko panyi as Central Regional Minister na dientia na womu eni age na womu eda ase no eno no eye press conference Albert Ofori Nkuma oye Ascenda my ward coordinator ma NDC amanyuku no ena wode sansemi etudwa mumientie Ofori ensema okafa eko panyi ho.
NDC members of Access South. And any aji bibri. Any aji say ye regional vice chairman our born homoding or our farmer ye kase obi boy juma a honorable eko penny eduamwa ochre. Na ye born abaso say omanpeni John Dramani Mahama no say ome minister or central region ha. Na the ama ye kan say ye help pan modern bona kon kan ye so ani. Isa yabeto about 2024 no wabra ye campaign no papa no oba Access South ha imprebebre na besre se eye honorable ekopanyin wabe minister yenim said no modern city Access South ya ka chire for the past 24 years honorable ekopanyin ya me ya adoma se eye committee ni gine tuma Access South ontwe na ni behwe
Udru asen na enya agro amafo atie sikrom dede a wo mo bone anigye ya na wo mo de twi momome no na enya asem keso akra na ebra wo mo ebo senu ano na wo mo kase yewra ekopanyi ya wo mampani yi ni de agese mampani ni da fom na utie grassroots na sem
Time minister wa yina maye no ye ri wogidi anu se obotini aboa ama adankwaman Access South yesu afa ntuma pa de afla sisi yesu ku sam ni na ai asai ye wa education minister awo Access South enso adankwaman senior high school antini ntumpon okoma antukuya aya dos ni adi na ayabasa
ntini enso
Omanfo na nigye a wode eje ekowawa wa 2 eno no Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority enso yebo womo ebodin say omo newly commissioned 480 ton high performance multi-purpose vessel na sushama ya emudu na nibu odin pa no womo bo edin a womo say womo de ato authority former director Gordon Enim na sesi a director ya Otema Port Madam Sandra Opoku wono na okase de enti odi to Mr Gordon Enim ne say wo ye adwuma pa de boaye ena ma service wo masaka enu nti ena wo sesamampa en wo to ne badin wa ye adwuma awie na wo kono wachi ne ahwe wo adwuma wo ye so ne abo wabaso enti enu bi ena wo moya omo new vessel no mo de ato Gordon Enim.
That I stand before you today on this occasion of the commissioning of the MPV Gordon Enim. This ceremony marks an important milestone in our collective efforts to enhance the maritime and logistics infrastructure of our country. The addition of MPV Gordon and Neem to our fleet is not just a testament to the growth and dynamism of Ghana's port industry, but also a clear reflection of our commitment to improving operational efficiency, fostering economic growth, and strengthening Ghana's position as a leading maritime hub in the sub-region.
We Mami Sandra, ya wono na ya director Tema Ports, Sandra Poku, ono enono. Mr. Gordon anim, eba beche ni so. Sa onumpo de sebi yesi yi wa grom semakainyum. Kasabre ya woni hobi wi. Wabampo anka udru security gate ezetena hana twani misa se madam sebra. Na obetse yesi sushema kakraka we yedinidin etoso. Wasa wafo, chesa wosin egu na asentuburu.
Chese ejimano de ashem because mesusu da say we be sabeba na chese ejima de oya also you akomemu now the ni say odwin say obenya infaso immediately we nya fine but one day no o ma obi oye ejuma no obi hu say oye ejuma pa amo munim no munim.
Yera Godwin ani ma idin ato shepo kakraka so na yesi se watchre ni so no abusu yegusu ade ensemi bro sisu bi free angel 102.9 FM Angel TV and your Facebook live and I dey bro.
This is Angel 102.9.
Wasa Ghana aban ese nokwasemu ni ese uhwe sede etode bia on consider say oberena ode enkwanshen sembi ebebe ma school said ebeya ebese wo mun kran amomonya anidaso na sempo ofri school mu no obobra saa de na ye bibi ebebo nati kwa na se bobo ni kotodwemu a abrebi obekwa hohia mu na wakwa kokai we eye ensamo a wode eto Ghana aban anim na yera Kwame Nkrumah suapon kase no mu College of Engineering ya wo mani Viva fabric glass for akabum ena wo mu di djuma kase bi a enam so ema wode sa asemi ekokoto dwa na bra wakasa wo mu djuma die kase ase no Executive Director edema Viva fabric glass reinforcement eni Mr. Ivan Romanov ono ne ba yo bedeba beto asuafo no anim say di suahunu ninim de bia ya wo monya no so wo mo amfa anya adwuma ebe suahunu kwa enti so mu wie suku mu suku mu no won hwese eso beba mfa so yentie Mr. Ivan nasamo a wode to students na sesuafo a ono mu hyai nanim.
Through this lecture no presentations be about so students ni be betimi anya akonya ene omo aye adwuma ene ade enti eno ne nyoma egusu aye kakabom se na be ya betimi aboama omoba nso bi mo betimi anya adwuma won say employment na nkasa no a mindset say opese we create your job, you can create your job. Opese we need be mo nso ye adwuma ne nyina a mindset with the attitude until
Asam no nyina eno Executive Director Edema Rico International and Mr. Duncan Ebenezer ono so ba mu bi to engineering students na nim say enye UNIDEK nko a Ghana fana ba bia usua hunu no eye fapem foundation de amount yetuma osana edan no utumi ne 3 bedroom 4 bedroom 5 bedrooms ema space bam kama enti de wo wasua ne foundation de amount edian na wo ye de asiso entrance se de bi obi be fro se konna koye wo yansa dwen na fa onim de ne ye bibi ka ho.
We have set up a first factory of its kind in Africa in 2018, which is into manufacturing of emerging construction material for concrete reinforcement. And after going through with registration with GSA and then industry, it became very big popularity among construction people and engineers. Thus, it was advised to us by Ghana Institution of Engineering to go to academia and start teaching emerging civil engineers or structural engineers.
My engineer say what Ghana no afe yankwe asi ahene ya wakwa bene na ene womo ehensem no hono wade foforo kra ba bebom se sika bia 3 million Ghana cedis ya womu susu se NCT Biochemical Manufacturing Limited Accra womu tua edema kwa woman hene dada na ono ne da sebre akwamu ajapo otoso mienu na womu chemu a womu se womu hwehwe ese eyewra eye da sebre akwamu ajapo otoso mienu a henda da se owofia na so metena konwa so na ni die ni Eugene Kwasibuadi obo mo hwehwe so baba bebu ho konta e de akere mu sanse no krampo de bra wotu na de so no na wo mo nte na afi na woyi aba bebomu a enti wo mu bisa ase na ase edu kwaben achiame hene ye wo abene e na wode sasemi atudwa
ben bi omo da na di ni nsem bi a omo kanti no ezase ye manipa bi hunu se enye papa no tan bi ne ye tan no sabe tafache me wo meyire nom ze meyire nom dooso mitimi kwaje ne yire nom ono so wo yire nom mienu me so mitimi kwaje ne yire nom kamedia ho na embom no kwasem nyame no nipa ye esese onipa eka wanfa obuo ne ani di amayen ye se efata no wanfa amayen ne papa no so ani anini yi menimu kasai mo pa muntu mirika nkwa beni obedi ade mfinhia enson ni Jumadie bia ni ho a ode ne nsa kan otimi wieye
enti nana asiedu kwa ben achiame hene ya wa bene eno no nana simpe redu otoso miensa aye kwa wa bene kronti hene ono so be mu ene samtrofo be di nkomo efa wo mo hene ya na oye kwa mu hene ya wo mutu no nana no mu asi ahene sade wo mu ka wo muti bo mu ene enema bi oye ya na aniwu na edi animbuase eka wo mu nkonwa
ache ye nyina ni ubi a na dwen mu aka so si wura mu a na ni ti nwefu a unya na nkire na obetima yi no no dan fo si wura mu na unya nkire na obede na unya na yi no ade a wo ye sa say ye somo grenti o me ya tia ani ebisa ne ho question we chart 10 billion ya akemfo de bre ni ofra ye ka kire ye say blind de okwudi ato airport na wo ye ne so na on pene nti paper na de bre no on sign
enti ensem no be eno no na eba sa ye say Executive Director ya wa NCT Biochemical Manufacturing Limited ya wa Accra wa mu di sika 3 million Ghana cedis ekokoma ohene no ma ya so ye di ekire ekokobisa nse sika ye ti mu odu ya hia nkasa na no kresa mu di sika sa ekokoma ohene
ayi fona wo so mutima ye ba ko a ebeboa ko de ye be ye adwuma ene mpanfo wo ye be ye adwuma ababua area ho ye sure pass adwuma be no ho no na fa liba ko be fa liba more than 2000 nti ye adwuma e ba ho ama obi aho ato no ye mbese no obi a benya asem so that
eti we ene ensema Mr. Bismarck ofay ansa ebaya oba be kire mu se enokre na onu de ohun ni se enkabo mu ni kronum eti we nam nifa we nam benkum de beka obi ansa no na cheso de ye na ade eno na akwakofa we aba na adwuma na omo ye ne sabia omo de ade ne so ono nko awon ntimi nye anyere obefa mabunu e wo krom ho amom so anya adwuma ya omo sa ebeka omo no nti omo nko omo humum sade be ya mfaso no obi abenya bie